Hi team! Welcome to the Everyone Active podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jo Hancock.
And I am your other host, Michelle Laurie. Hello. Welcome to episode 5.
We are like, whoa!
Where's the time going?
It's like blink summer.
Blink. How are you? Have you had a good week?
Yes, thank you.
Busy?
Yeah, but it's like nice busy.
Yeah.
Well, I think our personalities, and those of us that know us, like busy is actually okay.
I like being busy.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I'm rushed busy. I feel like good clients, good classes, productive, nice homes, cleaned. You know when you just like, do you know what?
Your home's clean.
Yes. See, I've been that efficient. Woohoo!
Well, my home's clean in my heart.
Yay.
It's not great.
How are the dogs?
Dogs are good. One of the reasons why my home isn't clean. Dogs are good. We're past GCSEs now, so I'm pleased. They're just a distant memory now for me.
Do you know what? We should high five all of them. A-levels.
A-levels, GCSEs, BTECs.
End of degrees.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done you. Well done
and
you.
it's really lovely, actually, and I'm sure you will see this in fact, probably across all the centres, that now everyone's gone, and we've got the 16, 17, 18-year-olds, you're back, your uni students, you're back, and you're in the facility. So
it's
welcome.
nice to see them back on poolside lifeguarding and doing all their bits and pieces around the centre, because they're so important, aren't they, in our centres?
Yes.
So today we're talking about our favourite subject.
Group exercise.
Hooray.
There might be a few whoops and a little bit of singing in today's episode.
Possibly. We get quite excited, don't we?
So if you are watching this on YouTube, no doubt there's going to be a giggle somewhere down the line. Who knows what we are going to be doing. So group exercise. What is group exercise?
So group exercise is exercise that you do in a group.
Yay! That's what it says on the tin.
It does, doesn't it, really? They should have been a bit more creative.
I know. Like, whoa, there we go.
Creative juices weren't flowing.
So it is a gorgeous way of putting a fitness routine into your life.
Yes. I love it because it's a community. I have friends. I have a very nice time.
I'm sure you said in our first series that loads of your class members came to your wedding.
My wedding.
See? Love it.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah. Hi.
So it is. It's a group of people who are all like-minded, because do you know what? You've all signed up to the same class.
Yeah.
So there is your common factor.
Yeah. It's a real leveller, isn't it, I think, group exercise.
Yeah. Although we should say right now, group exercise isn't just a studio-based class.
No, it's not a studio-based class.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
Where else can we go?
So we are doing lots of things out in the community at the moment, which I'm sure you are as well.
Yeah.
So check out your local site, because there will be things going on in local community centres. So within your area, wherever you are, the borough where I am of Spelthorne, there are things going on at different community halls and centres for people that possibly can't get into us.
Yes.
We come to you.
Yeah, so it's definitely happening where I'm as well. So yeah, we've got a communities team.
Yeah.
And it's basically our instructors that you would find in our group exercise studios or in the gym are now going out to community members that cannot necessarily come to the gym.
Yep.
So we've got them in community centres, we've got them in church halls.
We've also got them in, I don't know if you've got these in your region, we've got people doing outdoor gym sessions.
Yes.
So you know you have sort of like the community gym, pieces of gym equipment in the park, don't you? We've actually got people doing things there, which is phenomenal. It's such a great project.
Yep. It's like giving all the feels.
It's so exciting,
like
isn't it?
lush.
And it's so nice. And like I say, being able to go into these different venues as an Everyone Active ambassador, still spreading our lovely word, but being right in the hub of everything is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So if you are an EA member and you are at one of our centres and you are at one of our gyms, speak to us, speak to the communities team, speak to front of house, speak to membership, because they will know of local outreach centres that, I don't know, a member of your family or one of your, I don't know, distant friends.
Anyone can go to, basically.
Yeah, exactly that. So we've got communities, we've got actually in centre.
Yeah.
Swimming pools, aqua classes.
Aqua classes in the pool, that's amazing.
Sports halls.
Yeah.
Badminton clubs, pickleballs we've spoken about before.
Yeah.
Like they are still the group exercise programs. And then we also have specific exercise.
So more kind of like your traditional, what you would think of if you think of group exercise, your traditional kind of classes. So things like your HIIT workouts or your body pump classes, all of that, your yoga and your Pilates classes, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Again, a massive variety. I think you said a few episodes ago you had something like 50 different varieties of classes on your timetable at the moment. I mean, that is amazing.
Yay! Isn't it great? So should we talk about some of them?
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk about
some of them. So let's talk about some of them, maybe the more not niche ones, but the ones that people might look and think, I'm not quite sure what that is. So do you have Forever Fit at your centre?
We do!
Okay. So I know we have lots of different things that go on within Forever Fit as a kind of like a whole programme, but in group exercise, what sort of classes have you got available in that?
So Forever Fit is aimed at our senior exercisers. Keep going, you are amazing. Whoop, whoop.
We love you.
So in our Forever Fit, we've got a senior circuit session.
Yeah, lovely.
We have seated yoga, which is just beautiful. Thank you, Celia. Our little music system went, so I got to go in there and fix the music system. And you just love, like there's 20 faces, great big smiles on their faces, looking at me on their chairs. So we've got seated yoga, we've got senior circuits. We've got an aerobics-based class where lovely Vicky, our instructor, hi Vicky, does go back to our classic 1980s aerobic moves.
Yes. But are we talking grapevines?
We're talking grapevines, but without the huge intensity that it can bring. So it is tailored towards our senior
participants.
That's
we have very popular Zumba Gold classes. So Zumba Gold. So Zumba, if you're not familiar what Zumba is a danced-based format. It's kind of quite Latin in its theme, and they have a Zumba Gold format, which again is targeted towards our more senior people who might come to exercise. And again, it's very much, I call it your floor fillers, your crowd pleasers. I was watching one of our instructors, hi Beth, you're amazing. She had them doing, do you remember the film Footloose?
Footloose.
There you go.
Footloose. Yes, I do. Kick off your
Sunday blues.
Yes.
They'll be doing that. Well, there is actually video evidence of me gate crashing said class.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Note to editors of podcasts, do you think we can find that footage and just drop it in?
I had a lovely time.
I love that you play that song, because when I'm doing it, so I teach senior circuits at Westminster Lodge, I always put that one in.
See, it's a crowd pleaser. You can't go wrong with
energy levels just go.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Also, something that I've done recently is seated Rejuvenate.
Oh!
So we've spoken about Rejuvenate, I think maybe, was it last week we spoke about it in our warm-ups and cool-downs. So it's the class that we do that is for using the myofascial release balls, etc. And I do a seated version of that. So again, really nice.
And so good for movement.
And we do lots of things. So I use the balls for because a lot of time people start to get a little bit of mobility problems in their hands and their wrists and things. Do seated work on our hands and our wrists. So it's really good. So that's a new one.
Oh, I'm going to program.
Yeah.
We have got 3 different types of yoga.
Right.
We do have our generic yoga class, but then we've got specifics.
Okay.
So we've got hatha, we've got vinyasa, and we've got yin.
Okay. So hatha is kind of like the general umbrella that a modern yoga class would fall into. Would be, if you were just to say it was a yoga class, it would be probably a hatha yoga class. So that's kind of your traditional movement pattern that you would think about, very much focusing on your breath. Do you say you had vinyasa?
Yes.
Very much flowing, so you're flowing through movements.
So that's the movements from one to another.
Yeah, so you'll go from one pose, from flowing. And then you have yin.
Yes.
And again, that's very much specific yoga patterns that you go through. So there's lots of different arms of yoga. You can get hot yoga, which obviously is done in a heated room. I find that quite challenging personally. It's really hot. And I find that quite challenging. An Ashtanga, which is a lot more dynamic. There's so many different types of yoga.
So if I was a beginner coming out to a yoga class, I can speak to the teacher, I can.
Yeah, I would. So first of all, I would go, if you're looking at a yoga class, I would look at either just going to a general yoga class, or if it is specified as a hatha yoga class, it's a great place to start. And all you're going to need to do is basically just turn up. You're going to maybe have a pedicure or paint your toenails because it is a barefoot class.
Okay.
So just bear that in mind. So you'll be asked to take your shoes and socks off. There will always be yoga mats at the site for you, so you don't have to turn up with a mat or a block. There'll be blocks there, whatever is needed in that particular session. So some yoga practices will require different pieces of equipment.
Yes.
So whatever is needed for that session, your instructor will have it for you. So they'll have blocks, they'll have straps, they'll have bolster cushions, depending on what kind of session that you're looking at. So you've literally can just turn up with no need to buy anything and just use all of our stuff, yeah.
And just tell the instructor.
Tell the instructor that you're new. They will probably be quite hands-on with you in a yoga class. So with yoga and Pilates, they will probably be quite hands-on with you, i.e., if they're looking at how you are standing or how you're laying in a position and they feel that you're not correctly in that position, they will come over and probably say, do you mind if I touch you? And they will just move you into position. Yeah.
So we spoke about this in our warm-ups and cool-downs about our central nervous system and the way our body moves.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, definitely in a yoga class, you might be in a pose that your body has never done before.
Yeah.
So don't expect yourself to be able to fall straight into that pose because it's completely new training for your body. And that's where the instructor with their qualifications has gone, it's okay, your body will move there, but I'm just going to show it where it needs to go.
But also, interestingly enough, is that I find when I'm teaching both of those types of classes, people that have been coming and practicing yoga or Pilates for a long time, in their head, they think they're doing a perfect pose, but actually they're not quite in alignment. And it's not until you then go over and correct them that they then think, actually, I was possibly slightly out of line. So you do get into a few bad habits. So it's, yeah, they're great classes to go to have that almost like one-on-one connection.
And we're talking about yoga. With yoga, if there is a specific area of yoga or a specific part of that class that you liked, your yoga instructor is going to go, actually, try this class because that's where you're going to get.
Absolutely. And there may be almost, I mean, you also have to make called fitness yoga, and that's again a little bit different to a traditional yoga class because it just takes a little bit of a different genre of it. It's a little bit of a different flow to it. So again, you might start in one genre of a yoga class and then think, well, actually, let's try that. And like you say, you might just find something that you fall in love with.
Yeah.
They all do usually have a lovely relaxation.
Little
chill zone.
Whilst we're talking about our gorgeous, chilled, but still actually quite intense classes, some yoga classes, Pilates, different types of Pilates. So we've got fitness Pilates.
Okay.
And Pilates.
Right, okay.
You are the Pilates expert.
So I have done both. I qualified in fitness Pilates probably a long time ago and traditional Pilates probably about 20 years ago. So yeah, they're different in the fact that, again, with a fitness Pilates class, when I've been teaching it, I've tended to do it as more of a flowing sort of sequence. Pilates, in a traditional Pilates class, you have your traditional set of exercises. There's just over 30 of them, and you should sort of go through those in a sequence almost. But different styles of Pilates instructors will teach very differently from each other, depending on who you've been trained on.
Mm-hmm. I suppose that's a top tip for all group exercise classes, just because you've gone to one Pilates class, and if you didn't for some reason get on in that class, try a different one, because a different instructor will teach differently.
Very different, and they might teach, as I say, a different style of teaching, or they just might have a different way of explaining something that you click into. So those kind of what I call freestyle classes, it's very much looking down at the individual and thinking, do I click with that person as an individual instructor? That's what I would say to people.
Yeah. And whilst we're here, body balance.
Oh, okay. So Les Mills Body Balance. I've been teaching that for over 20 years. We're about to have released 100 of Body Balance. So if you're not sure what Body Balance is, the easiest way to describe it, it's a pre-choreographed class. Mm-hmm. So it's one of the Les Mills programs that we run. Lots of centres have Les Mills Body Balance. It's kind of a bit of a combination. It has a feel of yoga, a feel of Pilates, and it has a little bit of Tai Chi in there as well. So it's probably more similar to kind of the vinyasari, the flowing type movement pattern that you would have. It's set to music. So the way that it differs to a normal yoga class or a Pilates class is, in a body balance class, you would be holding in a pose to the counts of a music. So you might be holding it for 32 counts of a piece of music. It's very much in tune with the music. Whereas a yoga or Pilates class actually may not even have music in it. A lot of the time it's just you and the instructor in a room. If it has got music, it's very much a background thing. But Les Mills Body Balance is very much the music moves you kind of thing.
Staying on the Les Mills theme.
Yep.
So at our centre we have Les Mills Body Balance, Body Pump, Body Combat, Body Attack. I'm going to start with Body Attack.
Okay.
Because some people's preconceptions is Body Attack. Sounds really intimidating.
Yes.
Your attack.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with punching, fighting, kicking.
No.
It's nothing. It's a HIIT training class.
It's a high cardio class, isn't it? It's again, I love teaching attack.
Yes. So Body Attack is a exercise to music.
Exercise to music, yeah.
Are in it, and it's a generic class, so we could go to everyone active at Spelthorne and do Body Attack, and you will be delivering the same format, potentially a different release, but you're going to go through your warm-up, you're going through your cardio, you've got a leg track, you've got a blah, 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 and you could do Body Attack at everyone active Harpenden, and it's the same. So it's
absolutely, and in fact, it's one of those things that wherever you go in the world, whether you go on holiday to Spain or to Greece, wherever, you'll be doing exactly the same thing. So it kind of does what it says on the tin, kind of thing with those things.
But really fun class, really high energy vibe.
Yeah,
and it's also one of those classes that we've spoken about plyometrics before. So there's jumping involved.
There is, yeah.
But the way it's choreographed, if you have an injury you're coming back from, if you don't like jumping or your body doesn't like your jumping movement, there's the alternative and the option that is just as effective.
Yeah, it's kind of like the instructor will show you low impact moves for everything that they do. So it is accessible to all. And I think you're right. The name puts people off, doesn't it?
Go and try it.
Yeah, do. It's great. Come to me on a Wednesday morning, 10:15. Spelthorne. Wednesday morning at 10:15. Yeah. We have a lovely time.
Yay! So on that theme, Body Attack, Body Combat.
So Body Combat is non-contact martial arts based class. So I don't personally teach it. It's extremely popular at our site. You have that at your site.
We do, yeah.
Extremely popular. So it takes different kinds of martial arts, and each release, again, they release at the same time as all over the world, will have different themes within it.
Yes.
So you might have capoeira in it. There might be we've seen kung fu in it. There's been all sorts of things in it.
And again, but it's non-contact.
Non-contact.
You haven't got kit. It's pure body weight.
Just turn up, absolutely.
And going through
and if you've had a bad day at work, go and punch some air, I say.
Yes!
But it's actually really impressive. When I look through the studio doors and I see 40 or 50 people all uppercutting to the same beat of music, it looks impressive. It's amazing.
It's really good. And our ones are 45-minute sessions. So when you walk in the door and time you walk out, it's 45-minute, but the workout and the buzz that they've had from it.
I mean, they go crazy, don't they?
Yeah. We don't have it, but Body Jam. I know clubs near us do. Body Jam.
Body Jam. So that is a dance-based programme. So again, falls into the Les Mills category. So it's pre-choreographed. And within a Body Jam class, you'll have different tracks will have a different feel to them. So you might have a hip hop track, you might have a street dance track, you might have a Broadway track. So again,
these ones!
Jazz hands. It's great fun. I think I look amazing. I look like a car crash.
No, you look amazing.
In my head, I look fantastic.
Broadway's calling.
Exactly.
Where are you going on your holiday?
California.
Oh, no, not Broadway. Well, bring it to LA. Vegas. Oh, my goodness. Ta-da!
Be a Vegas show. Fabulous. Do you have at your site Body Pump?
We do.
Are you a lover of Body Pump?
The most popular classes on our timetable.
So it's the original barbell to music class in the world.
Yes, in the world. So it's seen as it's not seen as, it is a weights-based class.
Yep.
However, I'm going to be the person that says...
Are you being controversial?
I am. Ready?
Shocker.
It's actually more cardiovascular
Yes, it is.
than it is strength, just because we've got much lighter weights and you've got way more repetitions of an exercise compared to if you are in a gym setting doing
a traditional strength-based workout. Yeah.
And again, it's a choreographed class. Your instructors are fully trained in showing you the techniques, in showing you the lifts.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to a body pump class, sorry I interrupted you then, make sure you do tell the instructor you're new, because they will advise, don't just look around and think, goodness me, they've got 5 kilo, 10 kilo weights on their barbells. Speak to the instructor and they will guide you through on where to start in your weight journey.
Yes, and expect though, when the instructor's got that microphone on it, if they are in the middle of their squat track or if they're in the middle of their chest press track, they will still be giving you cueing points at the same time. So if we're doing a chest press, so we're lying on a box and we're pushing the barbell away from us, if they see people have floppy wrists, so those wrists turn backwards, you will hear them say, straight wrists, push away from your elbows. So it's that constant voice go in.
Yeah, they should be giving you, and I think that's a really key thing, is that what you'll find in all of our sites is that our group exercise instructors, we do go and assess them. So both Joe and I are both group exercise coordinators, and we do go and assess our instructors regularly, not to be horrible or nasty, but just to make sure that you guys are getting the best experience in classes.
Absolutely.
And to make sure that we have got the right standards of people in our facilities representing everyone active and making sure that you're getting the best workout experience.
I'm going to, on that point, I've said it in previous podcasts, if you love body pump, and you want to go really there, and you love it, and you love it, and you love it, book on your apps, the gym introduction sessions 2, free weights, introduction to strength training.
Oh, good
then you
point.
can do a small group, even if it's 5 people that you do body pump with.
Yeah.
All book on the session.
Yeah, nice.
And then you're going to know from a personal training perspective, okay, how we take more a cardio-based weights class into a strength training format. And they're part of your membership. Book on them, do them. But yeah, if you're a lover of body pump, definitely get on your app and book introduction to free weights or introduction to strength equipment.
Excellent.
Or both.
Okay, here's a question. EA Cycle.
Yes.
Which we know I'm not sure if people are aware you quite like it.
It's little.
That's brand new information.
They've never heard that before.
Never heard it. Explain it to people that haven't been to it before.
Okay, so we actually at Harpenden have 2 types of cycle classes on our timetable. Okay. So we have group cycling and we have EA cycle.
Okay, so the difference between that would be what, Joe?
The technology that we use.
Okay, so let's do group cycling first and explain the difference between that for people.
Sure. So group cycling, instructor led, music playing. Probably, I don't want to use the word choreographed because obviously we are doing a cycling move and that's it. Bikes are designed to be cycled on. We're not a boutique studio, so we're not doing press-ups on the bike. Save them for the gym, save them for the Group X studio. But it will be choreographed probably with the beat of the music.
Okay.
So we use the beat of the music as motivation. So if we've got a hill climb coming up, so you're pushing, pulling, push, pull. That bit is the beat of the music.
Understand.
So that's your group cycling.
Okay.
So it'll be instructor-led, it'll be music-led, and we will use the dials on your actual bike. So it's you and your bike.
Right. Do I need to wear special shoes to come to a group cycling class?
No, you do not. Trainers.
Okay, just trainers.
Trainers. You can have specific cycling shoes.
Do I need to wear cycling shorts and padded things on my bottom? Now we're getting to the crux of it, listeners.
So I always say, if anybody turns up to a cycling class for the first time, the hardest thing to get used to is the saddle.
See, this is why I don't go.
No, but you get used to it after one. It's just that prep of.
All right then.
When do we sit on a little? We never sit.
We don't sit on that, and we won't be sitting on that.
We will. You do get used to it. You totally get used to it. But if you want to wear padded shorts, wear them. If you want to buy a gel cover for your seat, buy buy one, but it's not essential.
Wear 5 pairs of shorts.
I don't wear padded shorts and I don't have a little thing, but I do have a rather padded bottom anyway, so maybe that's why. Who knows?
Maybe I'd be fine then, because I'm quite blessed in that area.
Oh, dear me. But no, but if you are a cyclist, so this is just going out to the road cyclists, please check with your cycle instructors, even your gym team, your group exercise coordinator, what cleats you've got on your exercise bikes. So my road...
What's my what now?
Here we go. So on your cycling shoes, there are different connections.
So I might not have them, but that doesn't matter.
Nope.
Okay, fine, but if I have got them.
If you have it. So this is the road cyclists who have probably got specific cycling shoes.
It's called cleats, aren't they?
Cleats, yay! So it's the connection between your pedal and your shoe.
Okay.
You can have 2 different types.
Oh.
So please just check that if you're coming in with and if you haven't got your trainers, if you're coming in your work shoes and you've brought your cycling shoes in with you, please make sure that you have checked beforehand that your cleats is the same correct connection as your pedal on your bike. Because you cannot group cycle in bare feet and socks.
I had someone come to my step class many years ago in a pair of flip-flops.
Oh my goodness. We're going to park that one and come back to EA Cycle. So EA Cycle is now the technology that we use in it.
Okay. And so how does that differ then from a group cycling class?
So we've now got a screen behind the instructor.
Are you still using the same bikes?
We're still using the same bikes. We're still predominantly using the beat of the music.
So we're just about to launch this at my site. It's very exciting.
So with EA Cycle, you can do two types of it. So the rhythm of the music.
Yep.
Or we can do an endurance-based ride. So it's a bit like a Les Mills program.
So Les Mills equivalent would be RPM or the trip, which some of our sites have.
Yes. So it's a 12-week. Usually the instructor will run the same class for 12 weeks.
Okay.
And you are looking to increase your cardiovascular capacity during those 12 weeks of doing the same program. We do that by getting you to increase your resistance.
And the resistance you alter yourself on the bike, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So in week 1, you might be starting at gear 8. By the end, you've got to gear of the same movement pattern. You may now have been onto gear 12. So we know that you've progressed in that. So that is an endurance-based ride.
And this is an app that I'm downloading on my phone, and it's plugging into our central system, correct?
It is. However,
cool.
If you're doing the music side, you actually don't have to have the app. But cyclists out there who do love a statistic.
They do love a stat.
You can now record your power output,
so
your average wattage throughout, and you're also going to be recording your work rate, so the effort that you've put into it, and sometimes the calorie that you've burned throughout the class.
Interesting.
So but if you haven't got it on your phone, the instructor rules. We've connected all the bikes together, and each bike has a different bike number, and now that bike number that only you know, because they're not big flashing numbers going, hello, you're sitting on bike 3. Very subtly on your bike 3, you know your bike 3, you can find your dial on the screen. And instead of having to look down at your bike and look at your stats there, you can look at the big screen, and then we are colour coded driven. So some people pick up the beat to music really easily. Like, it's really natural. They're like, yep, we're on the beat of the music, that's fine. Some people totally can't do that. So to overcome that, we've now colour-coded beats of music. So each range has its own colour. So as an instructor, I'll be saying, find me a 64 to 67 RPM. So that's the speed that you're going, which is usually the beat of the music. And now I get the added bonus of going, it's a blue dial. So you know that you pedal your legs until your dial on this big screen turns blue.
So as a participant, it makes it dead easy to see how successful I've been. That's very clever.
Yeah, it's a little bit of motivation, and it's easy to follow a colour, not just a load of numbers flying at you.
Nice.
So that's an EA Cycle.
Amazing. Let's talk about things like boxing type classes. So things we're using with bits of equipment. So we have at my site a boxer circuit class. It's very hard for me to say.
Ooh.
So we incorporate gloves and pads and skipping ropes and battle ropes and all sorts of bits the kit comes out.
Yes.
Do you have such things at your site? Are they popular?
We have started to put circuit classes are now being popular. So this is we had classes on the gym floor.
Right, okay.
That were a battle rope led, a PT pads and gloves led, that got so popular that we've now had to put them into the studio.
Yeah.
And we've called them circuits because a circuit class is basically different stations of exercises.
Yes, and you basically move round from one station to another, don't you? If you're
and
not
we
sure what
will
a circuit
be
class is.
using equipment in it. So from that, that's our equipment-led class, I suppose. We call it circuits.
Nice.
But yours is boxing-specific circuits. I
Yes,
love it.
Yes. It's very popular, very popular. We also have very popular things like what I call the OG classes, your legs, bums and tums, your LBTs. So possibly classes that do or sometimes don't use equipment in them. So sometimes people use dumbbells, sometimes they don't. But very much targets legs, bums and tums. Really popular type of class. Do you have those? Are they popular at your site?
Got a couple of LBTs. Our body conditioning classes are really popular.
Yeah, we've got body conditioning.
Our body conditioning classes, our instructors use weights.
Lovely, they're doing ours.
Weights in our body conditioning classes, and it's not as heavily choreographed as your Les Mills body pump.
Yeah.
And it also gives the instructor the ownership and the programming for that class. So I'm actually covering a whole set of weeks of body conditioning at the moment. So I am progressing my class through with their movements, but we're following the same pattern each week. So we will warm up, we will then go into a chest track, we will then go into a back track.
So I think the way that if someone was looking at a legs, bums and tums class and a body conditioning class, because we have both as you do on our timetable, a body conditioning class would be very much more a full body workout, whereas legs, bums and tums does what it says on the tin, and sometimes doesn't involve equipment. Body conditioning is really popular with us as well. Really, really popular.
We are weights based. What are your little classes that you've got on, because you've got that membership group that you've got your 28, 30 pretty much studio capacity people, and it's on your timetable?
Core.
Wow.
Core has absolutely flown recently. Yeah, interesting. We have it at the club. Yeah, it's really popular. Really, really popular. With and without equipment. And it's only a half an hour class. People come in, do it, off they go again. Or they tag it onto something else they've done. Maybe they've done a session in the gym, or they've done swimming or something, and they'll tag it onto something else.
Yep. We've got a lovely little aero dance.
Oh.
So it's like that combination of, it's a little bit of everything, but it's always like popular. It's midweek. You know that it's going to be full. And then at Westminster Lodge, they've got Fit Steps. Which is also.
So Fit Steps is the people that used to do Strictly, isn't it?
Yes.
So ballroom dancing, I love it.
Yeah, the dance classes. And then, I'm just trying to think. We've also now introduced HIIT classes from the gym floor and now into the studios, and we run them as half-hour sessions in. And again, they're really, really popular. Yeah,
I think for us in the daytime, we're looking a lot at people loving to come to things like yoga and Pilates, really, and especially in afternoon slots. We've got lots of afternoon slots with those kind of classes in them. One of our more specialist classes is Latin dancing, which we have on a Friday evening.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of gets people started for the weekend.
Yeah, like, hello, weekend.
Yeah, and again, that's very much, don't have to go with a partner, it's just you on your own. But again, it's similar to Zumba, but very much a freestyle down to the instructor, how they teach it. So there's so many different things you can do.
You've just briefly touched on it, so I'm going to bring it up again. Beauty of the group exercise timetable is we have classes. Our first class is 6:15 in the morning, and our latest class is like 8 o'clock in the evening, and they are on throughout the day.
Yeah. And I think if you can't get to a live class, maybe there's something that is not in sort of like in one of the quieter slots, have a look at the virtual timetable, because there's something on there for everyone as well, isn't there?
Yeah. So we've spoken about this before, but a virtual class is a virtual instructor.
Yeah. So you'll basically walk into the studio, the screen our screen drops down very dramatically. Yours might be a static screen.
No, ours drops. It goes
dramatically. Yes. I love the noises.
See, it's getting all animated.
Oh, I love it. And the class will just come on. It will tell you what equipment you need for the class. And it's a great introduction. Or it's great to do, as I say, if it's a maybe slightly quieter time of the day when you think, actually, I've got half an hour to spare.
Yeah.
I'll quickly go and do a workout.
Absolutely. And again, a fully qualified instructor.
Yeah.
It's just you haven't got us in actual physical person.
Yeah.
We are just beamed into the studio
As
near
if by
you.
magic.
Woohoo!
As if by magic. And also the great thing about group exercises with everything is you don't have to be a member. You can pay as you go.
You can pay as you go.
So you don't even have to commit. You can actually just do a few sessions or come to an open day if we've got an open day going on, and just try things out, see what you like. And then you can look at them becoming a member if it's something that you love.
I guess the only thing to point out, though, if you are pay as you go, you can book on 3-ish days beforehand.
Yeah.
Whereas we allow our members, they're either booking on 7 days or, depending on their membership type, they might be booking on 14 days in advance.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind, that classes might look full.
Yes, exactly. And if you are looking to get on a class, do go on the wait list, because spaces do become available. People things happen and they have to cancel their space. So do just keep an eye on those things if you want to get onto classes.
And a little nudge, and you know who you are.
Oh,
if you've booked on 2 classes that start at the same time, no.
Bad.
You've just taken the space of somebody else. Please, please, please open up that space. So if you know what one you are now preferring, please cancel it off and don't do that.
No, don't do it. It's just not nice.
And I guess the great thing also about group exercises, 7 days a week.
Absolutely.
Like our Sunday classes are so popular.
Oh my goodness. So are ours.
We've got cycle, we've got body combat, we've got Pilates, we've got yoga. It's like Sunday is like, boom.
Our Sunday morning people, they say they're going to Sunday morning church. And bless them, we have sort of 4 or 5 classes that are back to back with each other, and they literally just go to most of them. Yeah, they're amazing.
Wowzers.
The weekend crew.
Beauty. And from a personal training point of view, we do actually run small group sessions on the gym floor as well. So they can be the circuit-based classes, they can be a cardio-based class, but you could also get group PT sessions.
Yes.
Woohoo! Get a couple of your mates, and if you've thought about personal training but you got that bit of I'm not sure if I want to, but if you've got a gym buddy or you've got somebody that you always do group exercise with, go for a group PT session. And then book them in. And again, that's then also going to add into your motivation. It's going to give you accountability, and it's going to make sure that you're doing everything correctly, safely.
Exactly.
And fun.
And I think the other thing to think of as well with when you're going to go to a class is you just rock up. You don't need anything. Just take yourself. Everything's there for you. So regardless of what the class is, it's there. Whatever you need is there to use.
Yeah, huge point. We provide
everything.
Our centres provide the equipment that you will need for that class.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of what you do bring, take a water bottle with you.
Take a water bottle.
There are water fountains around, but ideally if it's filled up with water, then you know you don't have to do anything before your class. Sweat towel.
Sweat towels. There's loads of lockers if you want to put your stuff in there beforehand, do so.
Yep. Shower facilities are there if you want to stay on, change. Do it. But other than that, your mats are there, your straps are there, your weights are there, your steps are there. Done it again. So don't feel intimidated and don't feel like you have to buy out a load of kit in order to go to these classes. You don't.
No.
We have got that provided.
We just need you.
We do.
Well, that wraps it up again for another week. We could talk about group exercise, I think, for hours.
Probably. No, definitely. We could. You know we could. Probably giggling along with us now.
Yes, you could.
Oh, but as always, any questions about instructor-led classes, about virtual classes, about community classes, about the sports hall. We've not actually talked about sports school, which are specific programmes. So we've got trampolining at ours, we've got tots tennis, we've got diddy tots tennis, and they are 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks programmes that you pay for those weeks.
Wow.
And then it's run as group sessions, and they go all the way through. So if you've got any questions about anything like that, please email us on
podcast@everyoneactive.com. I felt quite serious saying that then.
Oh, we turned all newscastery.
We did, didn't we?
That's Michelle and Joe wrapping up. Oh my goodness. But anyway, team, we are actually wrapping up. Thank you so much for joining us, for listening, for watching, for sharing the love. And remember, do leave us a review. Ideally 5 stars. 5 stars. Little thumbs up. Share the links. Get everybody listening. And team, thank you for being there.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.